All right, here's how you do lesson 401A. Basically, we are solving two steps equations. Last class, I showed you with the polypad, with a little toy to solve equation, but we're not going to be using that all the time. So I'm going to tell you how do you solve for x? How do you leave the x by itself? So problem number one, I did a similar one. At the end, I want to get something like this. X equals some number. How do I do that? I'm going to follow these two steps. Okay. First step, undo any addition or subtraction. If you look at the equation, there's an addition here. What's the opposite? That's what undo means, opposite. What's the opposite of adding? Oh, you're going to be subtracting 13. Whatever you do on one side, you do it on the other side. Believe it or not, this equal sign split the problem or the equation in two sides, left side and right side. So if I subtracted 13 on the right side, I need to subtract 13 on the left side. 0 minus 13, that will give me negative 13. Okay, keep the equal sign. And then negative 5x. If you add the 13 with the negative 13, that's 0. So that's gone. Now the next step, now we're going step number 2. Okay, undo any multiplication or division. Every time you see a number next to a letter, right, attached to a letter that's multiplying, the opposite of multiplying by negative 5 is to divide by negative 5. But in algebra, we do not write the divisions with the line and two dots. What we do is we write it with the fraction bar. So that means division divided by negative 5, because that's the number I'm multiplying the x by, negative 5. Whatever you do on one side, you do it in the other. And take your calculator, the decimals calculator. Remember, no decimals allowed in the assignment unless the instruction tells you to do so. So I'm going to do negative 13 divided by negative 5. You can see I got 2.6, but you're going to click on the circle. You can see I got 13 over 5. That is my final answer. That's how much is the x. 13 over 5. That's how you do problem number 1. Let's go to the next one. Here's problem number 2. I want to warn you, we are working with solving two steps equation, but I want to warn you, when you see this long bar, okay, the way we're going to solve it is we want to get rid of the bar. So basically what we're doing is we're working the steps that I show you in the previous problem, okay, the two steps. We're going to do it backwards. We're going to start with step number 2 here, because that bar means division. Every time you have this long bar, you want to get rid of that bar first, and the bar is division. So what's the opposite of dividing? See, this long bar means division, and we are dividing by 4. That's what we're doing. We're dividing by 4. What's the opposite of dividing by 4? You're going to multiply by 4. And whatever you do on one side, you do it on the other side. Remember that the equation, the equal sign, split the problem two sides, left side and right side. Now, what happened with the 4s over here? The whole idea of multiplying by 4 is to cross out the 4s. See? So I no longer have the bar. When I do that, now I only had negative 15 plus x. Negative 2 times 4 is negative 8. And look, we started with the bottom step. Now we're going to go step 1, undo any addition or subtraction. You can see that I'm subtracting 15. What's the opposite of subtracting 15? Oh, I'm going to add 15. Whatever you're doing, well, I should not write it there. I should write it right over here. Plus 15, well, let me see. I'm going to put it right underneath. Plus 15. Whatever you do on one side, you do it on the other side. And then negative 8 plus 15, use the calculator. That's going to be 7 equal. When you add these two, negative 15 and 15, that gives you 0. So we cross it out, and then we still have the x. And look, I solved for x. The whole idea is to find the value of x. Leave the x by itself. And that's how you do problem number 2. Let's go to the next one. All right, here's question number 3 of lesson 401A. Okay, basically, what we're going to do here, again, we are solving two steps equation. What exactly that means? That you're going to have to do two steps, which you can see I wrote them there. So at the end, your answer looks something like this. X equals some number. Okay. Why? Because there's two numbers doing something to the x. For example, this number here is multiplying the x. And this number here, that I'm going to put in blue, okay, is subtracting the x. Okay. And how do you get rid of those numbers? So you leave the x by itself. Well, you're going to follow the steps up here. Step number one, undo any addition or subtraction. This 0.96 is subtracting. What's the opposite of subtracting? So that will be adding 0.96. And whatever you do on one side, you do it in the other side. Take your calculator, and when you add that, 32.04 by 0.96, you're going to get 33, equal, when you add the negative 0.96 with a positive 0.96, that's 0, but we don't write 0, we just cross it out, and you still have left the negative 3.3x. And then the second step, you can see here, undo any multiplication or division. Negative 3.3 is multiplying. What's the opposite of multiplying by negative 3.3? Is to divide by negative 3.3. See, that's the opposite of multiplying by negative 3.3. Whatever you do on one side, you do it in the other. I'll take the calculator. That's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to get my calculator. Here it is. And I'm going to do that division. So 33 divided by 3.3. Oh, I forgot that is negative. Let me backtrack. So negative 3.3. And you can see the answer is negative 10. And look, I got the x by itself. That's how you do these questions. Let's go to the next one. Here is question number 4. Okay. They gave you a story problem, but they translated the story into the equation you see right here. But again, I'm doing a similar one. Remember, we're working with what is called two steps equation. What exactly that means? That to this letter x, there's two numbers doing something to it. For example, this 10 is multiplying the x, and the 15 here is adding to the x. And the whole idea is that at the end, you want your answer to say something like this. X equals some number. You want to find the value of the x. Okay? How do you do that? Follow these two steps. Step number 1, undo any addition and subtraction. I told you this 15 is adding. That's why you see the plus sign there. So what's the opposite of adding 15? You're going to subtract 15. Now, whatever you do on one side of the equation, remember the equal sign is split in two sides, left side and right side. So if I subtract the 15 on the left side, I need to subtract 15 on the right side. Okay, so I'm going to subtract 15 here. Using the calculator, I get 130 here, equal 10x will come down here. Now, when you do this in the calculator, 15 and minus 15, that's going to be 0. So we just cross it out. And we did step 1. Now we're going to do step 2. Undo any multiplication or division. I told you the 10 is multiplying. What's the opposite of multiplying by 10? Oh, it's going to be divide by 10. So that's why I'm going to put the bar, which means division, divided by 10. Whatever you do on one side of the equal, you have to do it in the other. And when you do this in the calculator, 130 divided by 10 is 13. And 10 divided by 10 is really 1x. But in algebra, we do not write the 1, so we just say x. Okay? And that's how we solve this problem. Let's go to the last one. All right, here's the last question. Question number 5. Again, it's another story. When you read the story, that story can be written as an equation like they did here. But again, I'm doing a similar one. Remember that we're working with two steps equation. It means that there's two numbers doing something to the x. For example, this 12 is multiplying the x. This minus 12, or this 12 here in blue, is subtracting the x. That's what we call two steps equation. Now, what I want to do, I want to solve for x. At the end, I want the answer to look like this. X equals some number. How do I do that? Follow the two steps I gave you on the top. First step, undo any addition or subtraction. Is what I highlighted in blue. I'm subtracting 12. What is the opposite of subtracting 12? Oh, we're going to add 12. Whatever you do on one side, you do it in the opposite side. Okay? And you put this long line. I like to put it's just me being organized. You don't have to draw the line, but it's me. I like to be organized. Let's do that using the calculator. 84 plus 12, that's 96. The 12x, we haven't used it, so I'm just going to write it again. Now, when you do minus 12 plus 12, that will give you 0, but we don't write 0. We just cross it out. Now we're going step number 2, undo any multiplication or division. 12, that 12 you see there next to the x. I'm going to highlight it in yellow like I did before. Okay, this 12 is multiplying. What is the opposite of multiplying by 12? We're going to divide. That's what the bar means, division by 12. Whatever you do on one side, you do it in the opposite side. Okay, do it in the calculator. 96 divided by 12 is going to be 8. And 12 divided by 12 is 1. But in algebra, we do not write the 1, so we just have the x. And look, that's how you solve this equation. I hope this helps.